Jesus took the curse of poverty at the cross so that you can inherit the blessing of prosperity. The passage that clearly shows this is 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 9. And it says, "For you know the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, that though he was rich, yet for your sake he became poor, so that through his poverty you might become rich." See, this is atonement talk. This is language of a great substitution. Just as Jesus, who was righteous, became sin so you can be righteous, just as Jesus, who was strong and healthy, became sick so you can be healed, Jesus also took the curse of poverty so you can inherit the blessing of prosperity. This all took place, his poverty took place at the cross. When you look at Jesus' death, he doesn't die a prosperous man, he dies poor. Because God is signifying in that he is dying for our poverty so we can be rich in every way. Listen to the biblical description of poverty, and you will notice this is the description of Christ's death at the cross. In Deuteronomy 28:48, God says that I'm going to send you in hunger, in thirst, in nakedness, and in want of all things, and he will put an iron yoke on your neck and you will be destroyed. I want you to look, first of all, when you are a prisoner, you're poor. Doesn't matter if you have 3 square meals a day. If you don't have your freedom, you're poor. And the first thing God says is, I'm going to take away your freedom. And when Christ died of the cross, he died a prisoner. Therefore, he had no more freedom. The second thing he describes is thirst. Thirst. Jesus at the cross cried out, "I thirst." You know, when you are thirsty, there's nothing you want more than to quench that thirst. And Jesus is experiencing absolute physical poverty. The third description he gives us in this passage is nakedness. Jesus did not die with clothes on. He died completely naked, signifying that he was completely poor for us. See, clothes is a status symbol. But once you're stripped of your clothes, you are as poor as you can ever be. And the final description he gives us is you will be want of all things. The oldest son had the responsibility of taking care of his mother. But even at the cross, Jesus entrusts the care of his mother to St. John. In other words, he is so poor, he can't even take care of his mother. I want you to see the poverty of Christ. Why did he go through this? So that he would be a substitution for you. He would take your poverty that was due to your sin so that you can experience the prosperity of God that is due to his righteousness. Thanks be to God, we can now prosper because of the death of Christ.